Hello everyone and welcome to my review of episode number 4 of BB28. So tonight of course was the first POV episode of the season. So episode 4 was aired on Wednesday, July 15th, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Start Time, and it was another 90-minute episode, which is, hey, I said it in the last video and I'm going to say it again here. I don't know why they're doing 90-minute episodes, but I'm not complaining. I'm all for it. Sign me up for longer episodes. So let me know, guys, how are you liking the season so far? I'm enjoying it personally. I mean, I don't think you're ever going to hear me say I don't like a season, but I think it's been pretty cool. It's been, there's definitely a very good cast, a very good mix of house guests this season. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and talk about tonight's episode. So, they play the actual intro, like where it shows all the house guests and their names and all that, like during the intro of the show, which is always cool. Always love to see that. So the episode starts off by Yash and Dee talking to each other. So Yash is not happy with Dee, rightfully so. I don't blame him, because Dee put him on the block after promising her team. During the HOH competition, she promised her entire team safety, and she kind of went back on that. So I don't blame Yash for not being happy with her. Now, we'll talk more about that a little bit later here. So they were kind of just showing the reactions from the three who are on the block, which of course is Yash, Taylor, and Mallory. So they show Taylor. Taylor is very calm, very collected. I'm really starting to like her, by the way. Taylor. I'm going to keep my eye on her a bit more closely. So she goes up to the HOH room to talk with Dee, and it's a good civil conversation. I don't think Taylor is on Dee's radar at all. Like, I don't think she wants her to go home, in my opinion. But then they show Mallory, and Mallory is very upset. Really, really upset, very emotional, crying a lot. She starts throwing out names, saying that she said like Ashley and Barrett weren't on a team during the HOH because they couldn't play. So it's like, well, why didn't you nominate them? And I can kind of see where she's coming from, right? Because it would be, I understand it from both sides, because like Dee's logic was, okay, I'm going to nominate one person from each team. It makes sense. But I get it from Mallory's point of view as well, because why not nominate Ashley and Barrett? It's kind of like the easy option, I guess. So, anyways, Mallory was very, very emotional during tonight's episode. She's having like a big, big crash out. Just again, really emotional. A lot of crying, a lot of tears. So Dee would tell Mallory that she would prefer if Yash goes home. Now, I don't know how true that is. I don't know if Dee is telling the truth with that. Maybe she is. I don't know. But that's what she told Mallory. So, kind of changing gears here a little bit. They showed Ashley. So during her intro, when they did the introductions with all the house guests, when they're all sitting at the table, the couch there, she said she never had a hamburger in her entire life. And Ashley had her very first hamburger tonight in the Big Brother house, and she liked it. So I thought that was pretty cool. So just a fun little thing there. So they would then show Melody and Lyric both talking to Dee in the HOH room. And Melody is basically talking about how she's really close to Mallory without actually saying it. So she tells Dee that she doesn't really want to be associated with her, but Dee kind of saw right through it, because it's like, if Melody wasn't close with Mallory, why would you go up there to talk to Dee in the first place, right? So Dee saw right through it. Because of that conversation, Melody, I don't think she was even on her radar before, but she was on her radar after that talk. I think that was not a great move by Melody personally, and I put this in my notes. Melody is starting to make some poor decisions here, in my opinion, because I think without that conversation with Dee in the HOH room, I think she would have been fine, but it didn't go well. So then Melody would then go to Drew, and she basically told the same thing to Drew that she told D. So same thing with Drew. Drew also could see what she was trying to do. And in my mind, I'm thinking, Melody, this is going to paint a big target on you very quickly if you're not careful. So I don't really know what she's doing. So yeah, she's going around saying all this stuff. Like, she's basically telling everyone she's close to Mallory, but she doesn't want to be associated with her without actually saying it. But she's kind of like jumping around the whole thing without saying it. So people are kind of seeing through it. So then, again, changing gears a little bit here, they would show Angela, for some reason, sitting in the bathtub in the HOH room. I don't know why she was sitting in the bathtub. Like, I don't know. And she ends up breaking the bathtub. I don't know what she broke exactly. I had to go back and watch it. She broke a piece of the bathtub somehow when she got up in the HOH room. So, yeah, that was funny. What I will say with Angela, still not the biggest fan of her. I've already made this clear, but and maybe I don't hate her quite as much. I'll be talking about her a little bit more later, and you can probably guess why. But yeah, I thought that was funny. So then they would show Rome and Lyric. Those two are continuing to get closer and closer. They've got their showmance going, of course, and I really hope these two make it far because they're still probably my favorites. Again, Rome is my favorite out of the guys, and Lyric is my favorite out of the girls. They don't seem to be on anyone's radar right now. Well, I mean, they're going to be with the showmance and everything, but of course, Rome is safe this week because he won because of the competition there. So we would end up choosing the POV, the players who get to play in the veto competition. So D would end up drawing the two names because she's HOH. So the first name she chooses was Barrett. Okay, so I felt good for him because Barrett was not able to participate in the first HOH. So I'm like, okay, good for him. I'm happy for him. And then the second name she chose was Melody, funny enough. So it was Barrett and Melody, along with Mallory, Yosh, Taylor, and D participating in the POV competition tonight. So they would then show Yosh talking to D on the hammock, and just going back to the HOH competition, apparently D does not recall promising her team safety in the HOH competition, and it showed D saying that when she was in the diary room. So I'm like, you did say that though. So I don't know if she actually doesn't remember saying that, but she definitely did. She's like, yep, we're all safe this week. So I don't know, maybe she forgot. Who knows? The house is crazy, right? So Melody isn't promising that she would use the veto on Mallory if she won. So, Mallory right there and then, she knew, like, obviously Mallory's gonna gun for it because she's on the block, but she's not relying on Melody because Melody is she doesn't want to associate herself with her anymore, and I don't know how to feel about Melody after tonight's episode, honestly, because it's like I think she was making some really poor decisions tonight, and she says that Mallory is her friend, but then she doesn't want to associate with her, but now she's telling Mallory that she's not promising to use the veto. I don't know how to feel about Melody's gameplay right now, personally. We'll see what ends up happening. So then they would show Howie, a former house guest. This was before my time. I think this was like season 6 or something, did they say? I didn't watch season 6. I haven't seen anything before season 12. So I'm not super familiar with who Howie is, but they would show him appearing in the house. So they would then show a video including Will Kirby and a bunch of other former house guests. And this kind of it has to do with the Power of Veto competition. So Howie was the one who was hosting the POV competition. So then we would go into the competition, and basically what they had to do was they had to make like a path of tubes going from one side to the other. And I gotta say, this competition looked really, really hard. I'm like, because these tubes, they're turning and twisting, and they're different sizes, and it's like you gotta put the right piece in the right spot, and it looked really hard. So a few people were struggling with it. I know Barrett was struggling. Dee was really struggling with it. And in my mind, I'm thinking, my God, this does look a little bit challenging. So it appeared that Mallory and Yosh were the two top contenders to win, because it seemed like they were way further ahead than anyone else. So we would go into a commercial break here. And during the commercial break, they would talk about the BB time capsule, the America's vote thing going on. So I'm in Canada, so I can't vote. So the first winner for the BB time capsule will be revealed on Sunday, July 19th. And votes accepted until I think it's the 17th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see who ends up winning that. Again, they're going to be getting either a punishment or a reward. We don't know what it is yet. So I'm very curious to see what that's all about. So we come back from the commercial break, and Mallory would buzz in, but it was incomplete. So I'm looking at her thing, and I'm like, what the heck, isn't this right? But then it would show that one section of the tube was not connected. So she went back, she fixed it, buzzes in again, and Mallory would end up winning the first power of veto of the season. So I was pretty happy with her winning. I do still like her a lot. So Mallory is our first veto winner of BB28. So I was pretty happy about that. So then, making sure I got all my notes in order here. Yeah. So now, obviously, because Mallory wins the veto, she's going to take herself down, obviously. So for a replacement nominee, Dee was considering Melody and Ashley for a replacement nominee. Makes sense, right? Because again, Melody, she's making some poor decisions in my opinion, and Ashley kind of seems like a safe bet, right? Because she's just kind of there. Sadly, I feel kind of bad for her. Yeah, so they would show Haley talking to Melody and Ashley on the hammock, and Haley's just kind of laying there, like, just kind of nodding her head, like, yep, agreeing with what they're saying, because Melody and Ashley, they're both well aware that they could be a replacement nominee. So Haley, she's just laying there relaxing, because she's working with Dee, of course, right? So she knows she's fine. She's not going anywhere. So, yeah, that happened. And now, again, switching gears a little bit here. This, somebody else was making some, I think, poor decisions tonight. We gotta talk about Jason. Jason, what he did tonight. So, he's in one of the bedrooms talking with Angela, and he starts talking about how he lost his mom, and he's not used to being around this many straight people because he's gay, of course, right? So he's really emotional, he's crying a lot, and Angela is there trying to comfort him. And I gotta say, with Angela, again, not the biggest fan of her still, but she does seem to have a big heart. She does seem to care quite a bit about people in general. And I actually kind of felt sorry for her here a little bit. Later on, we'll talk about it. But yeah, so Jason's just going on this big rant about, not used to this situation, being around this many people like this. And Angela felt bad for him, so they're hugging each other. They're having this nice, wholesome moment. And then Angela would leave the bedroom, and then it shows Jason kind of looking at the camera. He's just like, yep, I played her. I'm putting on a show, putting on an act, which on its own, okay, it's fine, I guess, because it's a game, right? But this is not where Jason messes up. No, this is not where he messed up. This is where he messes up. So Jason would then go to Melody and Drew about a possible new alliance, right? Okay. Jason says to Melody and Drew that he wants to backdoor Devins. He says that it would be a dream for him. He says he wants to go after the returning players. And he says this out loud to Melody and Drew. Drew is working with all three of them. They're the three returning house guests, right? That being Dee, Angela, and Devins. I'm like, Jason, what are you doing? What are you doing? So obviously, at some point in time, I understand the logic. I understand the idea. You want to go after the returning players, makes sense. But don't go around saying that to people like in clear daylight, right? So, as I mentioned, Drew is working with all three of them. And Jason also told Melody and Drew everything, like how he put on an act with Angela and all that. So then, obviously, you can try to probably figure out where this is going. Drew would then go to, he would tell all three of them about what Jason said. So he would tell Angela, or wait a minute. Yeah, he would tell the three about what Jason said to him. And this is where Angela has her first breakdown. And like she's done this before many times, but like this is what I mean, right? Again, still not the biggest fan of Angela, but you can tell that she cares about people. And like that moment there when she was in the bedroom with Jason, I don't think Angela was putting on a show there, in my opinion. So, like, I thought she was trying to genuinely be there for Jason because she did also mention that she has a gay son, right? So, this is where I kind of felt bad for Angela a little bit, not gonna lie. I can't believe I'm saying that. Didn't think I'd be saying that. But she would have a breakdown just like, wow, okay, like, why would he do this? And, like, I don't really blame her in a way. Again, it is Big Brother. It's a show. It's a game. But yeah, Jason, he's safe this week, right? So, I don't think he would have done this if he wasn't safe, but I'm going to say right now, if he didn't have guaranteed safety, I can almost assure you he would be the replacement nominee, and he could very well be going home tomorrow night. So, yeah, some really, really poor gameplay by Jason and Melody tonight. I don't know who was worse. I would say probably Jason, like just blatantly saying, hey, I'm gonna go after the three returning players. And I don't know, he's moving down my power rankings here a little bit, which I haven't done power rankings. I am still considering that. Do look out for that possibly in the future soon. But anyways, yeah, Angela has her breakdown, and again, changing gears, which the show does that a lot. Then they would show, I still don't know how to pronounce her name. Is it Latrice? Latrice? I think it's Latrice, right? But people seem to be calling her Lala. So they were showing her, and this girl, she's 57, 58. She does not look like it at all. But she's talking about like these multiple surgeries she has had, like the ankles, multiple rotator cuff surgeries. I'm just like, my goodness, and she still looks like that at her age. Like it's incredible. So I am liking her so far. Just want to throw that in there as well. So yeah, just a fun fact there. Fun fact. There you go. So then they would show Dee still considering Ashley or Melody. So at this point, it's like, okay, is it going to be Ashley or Melody? I was leaning more towards Ashley because it made the most sense. It was an easy move. It wouldn't get a ton of blood on Dee's hands because, again, Ashley wasn't on a team during the HOH comp. So, we go to a commercial break, we come back, and then the veto meeting does take place. So, Mallory obviously removes herself from the chopping block. And Dee does end up, in fact, putting Ashley up on the block, and I just feel really bad for Ashley. I really hope she does not end up going home tomorrow night, because she didn't have a chance to play, right? She couldn't play in the HOH. She didn't get picked for veto, and she just kind of ended up on the block. So I feel kind of bad for her in a way, like she never got a chance to compete. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, tomorrow night, live eviction, and also the blockbuster is back as well. So that is happening tomorrow night, Thursday, July 16th, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, which I do plan to do a live series for the live eviction episode. So maybe I'll see some of you guys over there. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So it's going to be either Ashley, Yash, or Taylor. Now, I don't know if I have a preference, really. I don't want to see Ashley go home because, again, just she didn't have a chance to compete. If I had to choose between Yash or Taylor, I guess Yash, but I don't really have too much of a preference here. So we'll see what ends up happening. And again, we do have the blockbuster, of course, as well. Somebody's going to remove themselves from the block, so yeah, we'll see what happens. But there is my review for episode number 4, the first POV episode of the season. And let me know, guys, what did you think of tonight's episode? Are you happy with the replacement nominee? I'm not happy with it, but again, I do understand it from Dee's point of view. The move made sense, right? It was either her or Melody. I would have preferred Melody, probably, personally, but the move makes sense. And yeah, who do you think is going to be going home tomorrow night? Who's going to be the first one evicted from BB28? Alright, guys, so that is it for me. I'll say it again, I will be live tomorrow. I'm probably going to go live a bit sooner than 8 p.m. Eastern, just to, talk about stuff, maybe like 7:45 or something, 7:45. And yeah, we'll do a live series for the first live eviction episode of the season. So I hope to see you guys there. Alright, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow night for the first live eviction episode of BB28. Take care, everyone.